because today we are discussing how to be seen in relationship. Now, this is a topic that is personal to me because for a large part of my life, one of my biggest core wounds that still comes up in time to time is not feeling seen. And so I wanted to pay this wound tribute because this is something that many human beings feel. Not feeling seen by our partners, not feeling received by others. Yeah. Not feeling seen in the wildness, in the uniqueness, in the beauty that we are. Now, where does this wound come from? Not feeling seen. This wound comes from childhood. It comes from early experiences as we start to develop as a independent being, as a sovereign being, and not feeling validated by our parental figures or our caregivers in our lives, or even early relationships. And what happens is when we don't feel validated for our individuality or acknowledged or honored for having opinions that may be different from our caregivers or different from the close people in our lives as we were coming into our way of being, what happens is we don't then feel seen in that because it creates this feeling of like, what's wrong with me? Someone's trying to change me. Like, why am I not enough as I am? And so with that comes this deep desire to feel seen by others, to feel accepted by others, to feel loved by others as we are. Now, often this desire to feel seen, it's most strong in romantic partnerships. Why? Because our romantic partnerships, they mirror our familial relationships, right? That's why attachment, the way that you attach, which I speak to in last week's episode, the way that you attach to your primary caregivers, right? It's mirrored in how you attach romantically. So that's why many people may have anxious attachment, let's say with a partner, but maybe more secure attachment with friends, or even more avoidant, right? It can differ. And so that desire to be seen can often feel most strong in relationship when we don't feel validated by our partners, when we don't feel seen by our partners, or received by our partners. Maybe we share something from the depths of our heart that we think is so beautiful and it doesn't land. And that hurts, that creates a little bit of like a jolt to the gut. Or maybe our partner makes a comment that's like disrespectful about the way that we're speaking or the way that we're standing. The way that we're carrying ourselves out of the blue when like we think we're looking all fly. And that hurts because it's like, ooh, you don't see me. You don't see me as the being that I feel I am or the being that I desire to be to you. And so this desire to feel seen, the challenge with that, with that wound, when we don't do work to work with it, is what happens is, and actually I want to go back for a moment, it's also not the fault of the caregivers. Oftentimes, as a child, when you grow up and you come into your own independence, your own sovereignty, right? Your parents, your early caregivers, the people in your life, they want the best for you. So oftentimes, if you have an opinion or it's different than them, or you want to do something that differs from how they would do it, unconsciously, they may shame you for it. Or be angry about it or punish you for it because they just want the best for you. Most parents do. Right? Good intent, assume positive intent. And so it's this unconscious sort of like shaming or trying to convince you out of it, or you should be thinking this way, or why didn't you think about this, or I wouldn't do it that way. No way, I would do it this way. Right? It's because they care. But as a child, the way it's received is it feels like, oh, I'm not enough, or I'm an idiot, or however you internalize the response towards you. The challenge, yeah, with this wound, when you don't work through it, is what you're basically doing if you don't feel seen is you are sourcing externally your identity, your validation to your partner or to another. And that is always going to create unfulfillment, dissatisfaction. You're never going to feel good, because then what happens is in relationship, maybe you say something that just doesn't land, and the way that they look at you makes you all of a sudden feel insecure. Or a comment they make, maybe that's out of their own projection or out of their own feelings of shittiness from that day, or frustration, or resentment. It comes out mean. And then you let that affect you. You let that affect, like they don't, maybe you're feeling good. Maybe you do a sexy little dance for your partner and your partner lashes out with something disrespectful. Yeah? Now you can make that mean, I'm not seen. They don't see me as sexy. I'm not sexy. Yeah? I'm not playful. I'm not fun. I suck at initiating. I suck at doing sexy things. No. Or it's like, this is them, and that has nothing to do with me. And so where I'm going with this is, if you want to be seen in relationship, the biggest thing that you have to do is see yourself, is validate yourself, is love yourself. Now, it's not that easy. Yeah? This is work. For me personally, I've done this work for the past 10 years with myself, building up self. And why I love working with masculine and feminine energies in this is because on your masculine side is your confidence in who you are, in your identity, in your values, in what it is you want and need, and what it is you deserve, what you will accept, what you're not willing to accept. Yeah, think of it like this tree, this grounded energy, these roots. Who am I? And when you work to cultivate that, you have this really strong sense of self. Yeah, sense of agency within self, knowing of who you are. And so it helps create the sense of safety within self so that it doesn't break you when your partner may reject you at a moment. Yeah, you don't lose your vibrancy from it. It may hurt. Yeah, we don't want to pretend that rejection doesn't hurt. No, it feels like a sting in the heart or wherever you feel it. Maybe in the gut, a punch in the gut. Yeah, it hurts. And letting it hurt and feeling it. That felt tender. That didn't feel good. That was hard to be vulnerable and then be shot down. But when you can stay grounded in who you are and you don't let it affect you, that's how you're going to keep your magnetism, keep your aliveness. That's how you're going to be seen. Because the thing is, if you see yourself, if you see yourself and you validate yourself and you love the shit out of yourself, you are seen, baby. And we always associate someone not responding to us in the way that we desire as I am not seen. And it doesn't have to be that way. They could very well see you and still respond from their own trigger, from their own wounds, from their own projections, from their own karmic shit that's in their body that they can't overcome in this moment. But if you see yourself, baby, you are seen. The universe sees you. People see you because that radiates in your aura. That radiates in your energy. That's so much more than a specific situation and how your partner responds or something that they say to you that might not feel good. We have everything that we need within us. And this is why I really love this work with the energies, because when you cultivate that healthy masculine, you have that identity. But then when you do that, then you can also cultivate that healthy feminine. Yeah, whether you're a man, a woman, gender non-conforming individual, we all have both and need to cultivate healthy iterations of both and balance of both. But then in your feminine, you're able to be vulnerable and soft and open and curious. You can name what's on your heart, and then maybe, let's say your partner says something disrespectful or they turn you down. Curiosity, ooh. Instead of being wounded, shutting down, silent treatment, lashing out, threatening the relationship, walking out, then it's like, what's going on for you? I sense a little moodiness. What's happening? Did someone wake up on the wrong side of the bed? Making me feel a little insecure, even though I know I'm a queen. So tell me what's going on. Talk to me. Spit it out. Give me the goods. Unleash the fury for 1 minute. I'm ready to hold space for you. Everything in the kitchen sink, I want it all. Crumbs included. Yeah? It's like, fuck that shit. You can make it funny. You can make it funny. You can play. You can't play when you don't feel secure in yourself, when you don't feel seen, when you let that impact your ability to feel seen. When you're not conscious of it. Yes. That's the goods. And I want to leave it at that, because that feels fuego for me. And that feels complete. And I never like to use more words than I have to get a point across.